What is going on, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today, healthy and well. I hope everyone's day was fulfilled with nothing but positivity. And all my new viewers joining us for the first time, welcome. Welcome to the family. Let's jump right into this because this was highly recommended. You guys know how much I really do enjoy these TikTok videos. Okay, I can't take this serious. Okay. So today we got to what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you. We got some more videos, personal perspectives from other people out there around the world, the globe. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Feel free to check out the Twitch and Patreon and all my other YouTube channels down below in the description and in my channels tab. Don't let me down, my Americans. This better not be bad like the last video.
I was in an Uber. He told me that, what are the last two letters of COVID? ID. There's microchips in the vaccine, and there's your proof. He continued to say,
No, I know that wasn't his reasoning right there, though. What's the last two letters of COVID ID? They got that chip in there. Look, I'm trying to stop. That's the people that just be blowing that ganja. He's not on to nothing. He's just blowing that ganja. It's just a little theory he came up with, because that right there was crazy.
There's microchips in the vaccine, and there's your proof. He continued to say, COVID-19, first letter of the alphabet is A, ninth letter is I, AI. They're turning us into robots.
Definitely on that stuff.
He also said that the vaccine is full of dead babies, aborted babies, and he doesn't want to be injected with a black girl baby. And then he ended it.
Prejudice, bro? And you prejudice? This is a bad look. So you stupid and you prejudice? This is bad. I don't know.
Be injected with a black girl baby. And then he ended it with telling me the pandemic is not real, and started taking his mask off, and I told him, drop me off immediately. He accused me of not being able to handle the truth.
Wait a minute. He must have been a Trump fan, a Trump supporter, because Trump said the same thing. Pandemic isn't real. And he took his mask off. He took it off. But then he was sick, like, within a couple hours. Like, crazy sick. They had the footage and everything. Come with the Carfax is all online. Strac ain't capping. I don't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everything I say out my mouth, giving it to you. Giving it to you raw. Truthfully. 100%, baby. He said, it's not real. It's not real. It got me thinking it had a chip. Like, it did. For some time, I was like, maybe there is a chip. But I didn't have a stupid reasoning like his. I just thought, like, I thought it was, like, really to take people out. But that's just me. Everybody came up with their theories. Because I was like, this is crazy. We overpopulated anyway, this and that. And then it was just a whole bunch of stuff behind it, man. And it was like only a few people actually died, but they had like diseases, health issues and stuff. Other people was coming up with all types of crazy stuff. I'm like, man, y'all got the U.S. looking like a definitely a Trump supporter though, 100%. Cause wasn't nobody else saying that. I had my mask on. I had two masks on. People had ski masks on. That's the only time it was exceptional. Like
immediately. He accused me of not being able to handle the truth.
In middle school, like 7th grade, 6th grade maybe, and a student peer of mine said, aren't Jewish people extinct? Me, a Jew.
Yo, bro, I swear, you know what's crazy? This is how I know these people just, I don't know, where their minds be at. They be in different worlds. It's like you gotta literally, I told y'all this about Americans, not all of them, but a lot of them, you have to be very obvious, very specific when you talk to them and when you're out with your race and your ethnicity and this and that. Otherwise, they will assume. If they see a Jewish person, like out in public, they're expecting the long curly. If you go to certain Jewish towns, like out in the city, I've been like through the Jewish towns and stuff. Yeah, like you see like they got like long hair, like beards and they wear like, I don't want to mess the names up. I don't know what the certain things they wear, like the caps or hats in their head. It's probably not called that, And please forgive me if you're watching this and you're Jewish. I just don't know what to refer to it as. And that's like my closest description. Please forgive me, correct me in the comments. But yeah, like they're expecting all of that and be dressed up and this and that. Yo, bro, it's like, why? It could be a regular person. And they could be Jewish. They don't got to be wearing it. Their hair don't got to be like that and have like sideburns, all twisted stuff. Like, why? You know? And it's crazy. It really depends on how deep you go with it. You know, your family members could be like that, but you could just be the kid, like a young kid that, you know, didn't really grow up with it too much like how they did, or up on it too much like how they did. Like, why people gotta think you was a Muslim? You Muslim? I didn't know that. What would you, what? You want them to be wearing a cap and this? I don't even know if it's called a cap. I had a person ask me in the store at Walmart, young man, what is that thing she's wearing? What? It was what one of the, you know how the Muslim people wear like shahala. You know what a shahala is? No, some people probably don't even know what it is. But it's like, I had to actually look it up way back when I heard it in a song. And it's like something that covers their face and stuff like that, you know? It's part of like religion and tradition and all that. And it was like, what is that, you know? Kind of like a ninja. Ooh. And she just walked away, you know? This is when I worked at Walmart.
Saw another video that had the same answer as this, but it happened to me, so I'm gonna let you know.
Ninja?
I am from Jamaica. I got here in 2018, early 2019, and I worked at Trader Joe's, so I'd interact with a lot of white people. A lot of people were always like, oh my God, how's your English so good? And I'd have to explain to them that we speak English in Jamaica, but I forgave them because it is Latin America and they probably think we all speak Spanish. But I remember one time this old lady that was always friendly with me, always used to cash out at my register. One day she said to me how we got around in Jamaica, and I was genuinely confused. Like, what do you mean, how do we get around? She's like, you know, if we use cows and donkeys.
Oh.
My God. And I was like, no, we drive cars. And she goes, there are roads there? And I go, yeah, like paved streets. And she goes,
so you must think everybody moving around like it's the damn Flintstones or something. What be going through the minds of these people? That's what I be saying, bro.
Oh my God.
So first off, I want to say I'm Native American of the UMA. But we all know who you mean by American.
Is that a cat?
UMA. But we all know who
even he pissed.
You mean by American. So a while back, a few months ago, this American asks me, why do me and my son have long hair, right? Since we're boys or whatever. And I was like, we're Native American, or of the Yormi tribe. And he goes, no. I was like, excuse me. He goes,
what?
Native Americans are extinct. We call them. I'm like, are you serious? And I noticed he had a bag from the Desert Diamond Casino. And I go, who do you think runs the casinos? And he kind of looks at me with a blank expression. I'm like, we're not all dead. Dumbass.
No.
Oh, excuse me.
No. Ain't no excuse me.
I said that.
So I'm American.
Maybe it wasn't a cat. Maybe it was his kid. But bro, that's like, that's crazy. They're extinct? Like some damn animals or something. Man, these people, this is a shame. It's a shame.
I live in London.
Run it back.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
So I'm American. I live in London. My boyfriend is English. And the first time I took my boyfriend back to America to see where my family lives, after years of being together and months of planning this trip, we landed at the Louisville International Airport, and my boyfriend looks up and sees Louisville and looks at me and asks, when do we get to go to Kentucky?
Oh, we gonna let him slide.
Don't make fun of us all the time for not knowing where your towns and cities are. That's hypocritical.
So I studied with this African American guy in Beijing, and he was like talking about how he wants to visit Africa and stuff, but it's too dangerous. I was like, not everywhere in Africa is dangerous. Zambia is.
Everybody assume Africa is like some type of like, they assume it's like a gold mine and a diamond mine, and like you run around and you're gonna get robbed, and people walk around barefoot. There's no water. The kids ain't got no hair. What's up with y'all? Stop assuming stuff like this, cause y'all starting to piss me off. You like, what's with this walking around barefoot type of thing? Like, we ain't got no shoes, bro. Bro. It's 2025. Now, I get it. Some countries are behind, but there ain't no country that behind right now. I'm keeping a buck. If you know a country that behind right now that doesn't even have footwear, I don't care if they're making it out of leaves and certain type of stamps. Look, no footwear at all. No water. Please name it. Because how they living? Let people tell it. Africa been struggling for years. Africa ain't have no water for years. It's like, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? How they living? They swear they keep thinking that we got the refugees, we got people sending water all the time, but that's not. Do you know how much water we would have to fund for that? Realistically, do we even have enough water? We gotta rely on Canada for that.
Actually very safe. And he's like, nope. Not everywhere in Africa is dangerous. Zambia is actually very safe. And he's like, nope. The last time I checked, you guys are always burning each other, always have wars and kill each other. I'm like, what is this nigga talking about? Like, literally. Hold on, check this out. What you see right here is the Global Peace Index for 2020, and Iceland, New Zealand are obviously up there. And then we have Zambia over here coming at number 44, if you can see that. And then we've got the mighty United States of America coming at 121. I mean, it's just not logical. We've never had war since the British, my nigga. Since the British.
So, family vacation in Disneyland. Some guy hears us talking and says, "Hey, are you guys from Canada?" My dad goes, "Yeah, we're from Canada." And the guy's like, "Oh, okay." We can see he's like, clearly wants to ask something. And eventually he gets up the courage and he's like, "So, what's it like down here?" And my dad's like, "Oh, we like Disneyland. It's cool." The guy goes, No, but like, what's it like driving?" So my dad asks, "Well, what do you mean?" And the guy goes, "So do you get like cars at the border, or how does that work?" So me, being the eternal jackass of my family, interject. I say, "Yeah, they got a little training spot at the border, and you trade in your sled dogs, and they look after them. There's like a fee or whatever. But yeah, we get to drive and try it out. They even let me drive." I was like maybe 10 at the time. Then, no word of a lie, as my dad is expecting this random stranger to lose his mind, the stranger goes, "Wow, that Canadian education system is really great."
Okay, so I studied abroad in America in 2014. Yes, I'm that old. And I got talking to a guy in a bar, and he asked me that age-old question if I ride kangaroos to school. And I was like, no, obviously I don't ride kangaroos to school. I ride emus. Kangaroos are so old school. Anyway, he ate that up. And then he asked me how long I'd been living in America for, and I said, about 2 months at this point. And he's like, "Wow, your English is amazing for someone who hasn't been here that long." To which I had to laugh and say, we speak English in Australia. And he like...
A lot of people do that. Australia? But like, what language do they speak? English? They have an accent? It's not really, I mean, they just pronounce things differently. To us, it sounds like an accent, you know? Like, same with the UK. Same with Canada. Oh, especially Canada? Canada's wild, bro. What you mean? What language? I understand because the borders, this and that. You think we speak different languages because we border Mexico. They speak Spanish. I understand, but like, people just gotta know these things. Like, these are like common things.
Wasn't even ashamed. He was like, "Oh, wow, really? You learn something new every day."
I lived in Florida for about a year as an exchange student from Colombia, and somebody asked me what language I spoke, and before I said anything, he said, "What, Mexican? That's not even..."
Okay, so I was born in Venezuela, but I grew up in the US, and my parents and we've gotten asked if we have cars, elevators, traffic lights, fast food restaurants, sidewalks, houses and apartments in Venezuela. Yes, we do. Why wouldn't we have those things? I don't understand, but okay. My dad told me this funny story of how in the 70s my uncle dated this American girl, and they lived together in an apartment in Chicago. And apparently she thought that in Venezuela people didn't have kitchens, and so when my Dad and Grandpa went to go visit them, she was like, come here. You see this? This is a fridge. And she started doing that to everything in the kitchen, and they were like, okay, we know. And so months later, she went to go visit them in Venezuela.
Nah, she's violating, bro. You see this? This is a fridge. Look. See? Camera. Microphone. That'll piss me off. I'll set you straight right there. Wait. You ain't gonna talk to me like I'm some dummy. You know? I mean, like, have some respect. Like...
And realized that people do have... They were like, okay, we know. And so months later, she went to go visit them in Venezuela and realized that people do have kitchens. And you could tell that she was so embarrassed and she felt stupid. And my grandpa was like, come here. And he reenacted everything that she did when they went to go visit her. And so...
This is quite possibly the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I will tell this story any chance I get. So we're in Costa Rica, and we're playing volleyball with a big group of Europeans. All of a sudden, one of them scores, and he goes, Kobe Bryant!
Bro, rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace.
So the story still continues because we just had a day full of really dumb comments, and it was my friend's birthday and we ended up being at Tao for dinner. And when we were ordering drinks, of course, they were checking our ID, and the first ID that she got was my friend's whose birthday it was, and she just walked off with it. She was like, I need to go get my manager. We were like, oh, that's so strange. And her and the manager come back and we're like, this is a fake ID. And we were like, no, it's not. She was like, there's no 23rd month. And there's no state of Queensland. And we all had to be like, literally everywhere else in the world does it day, month, year. And it's from Australia. So, of course, there's no Queensland in America. We're Australian. And she was like, no. And then the manager had to be like, oh, sorry. Ooh.
So I'm a customer service agent, and an American guy had called in. We quickly started talking and I mentioned that I was from Cape Town. He tried to mention a few places in Cape Town that he could remember. So he mentioned Table Mountain, and he started talking about the animals that we have, you know, like the lions that roam the earth. And then he quickly said that he can remember that we had a natural disaster called apartheid. At first I thought he was talking about the ocean, but then I realized that he thought apartheid was a natural disaster. So I quickly moved the conversation away from that topic, and I asked him if I could further assist him on his account. Because, what?
Okay, so I
ruined it right there. You know? You probably would have gone as far as getting her number. You probably could have got the digits, but you ruined it saying that dumb stuff.
America, and I'm obviously not American, and the list is so long, but by far my absolute favorite, and I get it all the time, is what is the weather like in Australia? The whole country? This one?
I'm telling y'all, man. I'm not even going to sit here and criticize. It's just all about getting out and exploring and traveling around the world. Because some people have truly never gone to other countries. I know people personally in my life that have never gone to another country. So it's like, just go out and explore. Spend that money and it's totally worth it. It's memories that last. And you can say, hey, it was worth it. I experienced this. I tried this. I did that. I brought this back. I met this person. I went and visited this place and did this and this and that. You know? If people say something foolish about that country, now you have the education as yourself. You know, as a human being, as an American, to go ahead and school them. Educate them in a polite manner and be like, hey, no, that's not what's going on there. Actually, I went there, and that's it. You can open up somebody else's eyes and change their whole perspective on how they see things in that country. You know? And that's what we got to do as people. Keep educating ourselves. And this is why I love making these videos, man. That's why I love it. You know what I'm saying? If you all enjoyed this fabulous video, what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah. Share your personal, thoughts and experiences. No curse words or nothing, because I don't want, YouTube to flag it. I don't want your comment to go in a whole other section, and then I got to approve it, physically. And, I want to be able to read your comment and see what you have to say. But just try to keep it PG-13, guys. Please. Everyone feel free to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications on. Feel free to check out my Twitch and Patreon in the description down below. And feel free to check out my other YouTube channels in the tab on my homepage on my YouTube channel. It's on all my channels, all my different channels. Feel free to check it out, man. Pertaining to multiple other countries, just continuing our journey, because this is what your boy loves to do. A simple American learning. I'm on a journey right now to becoming one of the smartest men, at least in America. I want to say world, but it's gonna take a long time. So we're gonna start. Look. One small step for a man was a giant. What's the saying? I'm from the country. I'm from America, and I don't even know the saying that Americans be saying. It is what it is.